stop it and listen and watch this show called Stop It with Zach Peterson. I'm Zach Peterson, your host, and with me today is one of my oldest friends and confidants in stand-up comedy and life. It's Casey Crawford.
Hi. Is this being filmed?
Yes, right. You see the camera.
Oh, okay.
You were right here.
All right.
Wow.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
You're already cheesing up
I'm
for the
glad you
camera.
could squeeze me in. I've been out in my van for 2 hours.
Yeah, well, you knew what time this was. You're only coming from Sioux City, so it's not like there's a lot of traffic.
Yeah. It was real windy today.
Was it?
Oh, geez. Top 5 windiest movies. We already talked about this. Let's move
Twister.
on. That's your number one?
Yeah, okay. Jeez. No, Casey, you're supposed to tell people. I'm already getting flustered.
What's this podcast called?
It's called Stop It with Zach Peterson.
Oh,
You've never watched.
Are you serious?
Yeah. What do you think this was?
My podcast is called No, You Stop It.
This is, okay.
And then I also have another one called, All Right, Fucking Knock It Off.
Are you done?
I am.
Okay. Cool. You ready to... God. Casey and I have known each other for the whole time of me doing stand-up comedy. And 2 years ago, we were on tour for 6 weeks together. So we have a bit of a détente of bitterness between us. We're slowly becoming enemies.
No, this will last forever. Yeah.
Will it?
I'll give the 4th eulogy at your funeral, probably.
Wow. Who's getting the first 3?
I don't know. Probably your brother.
Okay.
Your dad.
Wow. So it's going to be soon.
Yeah.
I'm going to die soon. My dad's already like in his late 70s.
Well, we'll see what happens today.
Today?
Yeah. All right. So what am I doing?
You're not doing anything right now.
Okay.
What we're doing is you're telling people, this is what I usually do is when people are unruly and they let me steer my own podcast.
Yeah. You knew that wasn't going to happen today, man.
Oh, I knew that. I took an extra Xanax on the way here just because I knew that I had to deal with this crapola.
You smell that?
What?
Is the boot barn on fire?
Oh, we can only wish. Casey, tell people who you are and why they should care.
I started doing comedy partially because I walked into a bar in Omaha, Nebraska, and saw you doing it 14 years ago. And I said, well, I think I could do that too. He's pretty funny.
I don't think that's what really happened.
I think that's part of it, yeah.
Okay.
And then here we are. And I can't fill this room on a Friday. But...
You did fill this room.
I made you laugh a couple of times.
Yeah. I booked you in this exact room and you filled it.
I did?
You did.
Oh, okay. Well, it was cold out that night.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'm a comedian, but everybody's a comedian on this show, right?
No.
No? Oh, okay. I'm a comedian. And what that means now is basically there's no war for me to die in, and I'm unemployed. That's something that I think when we were growing up, you couldn't say to your father and he wouldn't just slap you in the face. But you can now, so I guess I'm a comedian. I'm a comedian like a professor's spouse is like in a back room just making like paintings. Mm-hmm. Then he's like, "Hey, you gonna sell those at the fair?" And she's like, "Maybe someday I'll sell it." Like that's so. Yeah, I'm that.
I mean, it makes sense because you are a professor's spouse.
Yeah, I'm a Stedman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have a sugar person to do this, or sleep out of a box. Everyone knows that. Yeah.
Well, the way that this podcast works, Casey, is we draw random questions from the bucket, and then you answer them, and then I say stop it, and then we move on to the next question.
All right. Is it rapid fire?
It's whatever I feel like it is at the moment.
All right. So it's time to be serious.
No.
Okay. All right.
What's the best Jack Nicholson movie? You can't say Bucket List. No bucket themed answers on this question on this podcast.
It's The Shining, and then probably 5 Easy Pieces after that.
No, Cuckoo's Nest.
Jeez, yeah, fuck, yeah. Shining, Cuckoo's Nest, 5 Easy Pieces. I watched a movie he made called The Shooter the other night that he was really good in. But yeah, what an asshole.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
No, okay.
I'm sure he's not a nice guy. Dude.
I wouldn't know.
All right. Well, either way. Yeah. Either way, I bet he wears stretchy pants.
I'm sure he does. He's old as hell.
For him.
I mean, he's not doing great from where I understand. He's old.
Yeah.
He's been working since the 50s.
Yeah.
His first movie was the Monkeys.
Yeah.
Head, right?
Yeah.
So that was a long ass time
I listened to that on vinyl. It was good.
With the movie?
Head, the soundtrack.
Okay.
Yeah, my friend Jason made me listen to it, and I'm like, all right, I'll check this one off my list of albums from that time period that I need to listen to. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Stop it. We're moving on.
All right.
Not a lot of comedy gold there.
Are we trying to be funny?
We're trying to be ourselves. I'm just a funny guy in general.
All right.
You into anime?
I'm going to really focus for this one.
Are you into anime?
Slightly.
Really?
Yes.
Never mentioned anime when we were on tour.
Because I'm not a person who is like, you should watch this. Because if I were to do that to you, then you would proceed to show me 2 hours of anime that's much better than the 5 minutes I suggested. It's just like when your dad's like, you should watch The Tonight Show. I'd be like, Akira.
Yeah.
No, I could name you. I like the Studio Ghibli stuff.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Oh, we're trying to be funny? Then make the questions funny.
We'll get there. There's a lot of look at all these questions. There's like 800 questions in here, and all of them are
out of order.
Okay, anime. I don't like really a lot of it. Moving on. We're not hitting our stride yet, Casey. I don't like that one.
What was wrong with that one?
What's the next big thing?
Wow.
Like, oh, good podcasting.
Rocket, like self-propulsion, you see that guy who's like, I can almost do it. I can almost control this thing.
Yeah.
The rocket packs?
Uh-huh.
Rocket packs.
Rocket packs?
Yeah, dude.
Like jet packs to like fly around and go to work in?
Do whatever you want. Yeah, like motorbikes. They're gonna get to the point where the technology is one where it gets cheaper, I guess. I don't know. Like if we're at the point where like the lady from the news can go into space, in 10 years, rich guy who drives a Tesla now is gonna have a rocket pack that he's just gonna take wherever he wants to go. And I think they'll probably replace helicopters because let's be honest, not safe.
Right.
Yeah, helicopter. It's just a knife spinning around in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And you're drunk.
Yeah. It's no good. Helicopters are pretty scary.
Oh yeah, we should have gotten rid of helicopters. It should have been like a Wright brothers type thing. Well, that was a bad idea.
Right.
A flying knife plane.
Do you think that the rocket packs? I mean, because this, like, you're sort of dipping back and being like, jetpacks are the next big thing, but they've been saying that since like the 50s.
They have been saying that, but I really think that now we'll get to the point where you can control the jetpack a little bit better.
Okay.
Because maybe the fuel, I don't know. Yeah. Would you have Elon Musk on this podcast?
No.
You wouldn't?
No, he's...
All right, I've asked this before. Joe Rogan's like, oh, Zach, hey, man, Jim Norton is sick.
Yeah.
And he's got the diarrhea, and I need you to fill in. I need a guest. Would you go on the Joe Rogan podcast?
I don't know.
You don't know. Still, and I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be, like, it's not something that, like, I really look forward to, but I know it's probably the best thing for my career. But I don't know how dedicated to my career I am.
Well, that's too bad. Well, it's going to be a disappointing phone call for me to make. So. Go ahead with the next question.
This is a good one. Should I quit podcasting?
No.
No?
You have a tolerability for it that you need because every once in a while you're going to get a Gallagher like me.
You're a Gallagher?
Well, I mean, you got like a real substitute teacher vibe. You're like, this is only going to be an hour. I can take it.
Right. Well, I mean...
No, I don't think you should quit podcasting. But yeah, I think more white guys should be podcasting.
Yeah. Well, I saw in the market. I saw a vacancy, and we needed someone in Omaha to have a nonsensical podcast that no one listened to. Yeah.
Well, that's how you sell yourself, is by You're like Singles, the movie Singles, where they're at the concert and she's like, "Well, maybe your thing is not having a thing."
Right.
Yeah.
But, well, I mean,
no. At some point, I'm gonna come back here. You're gonna fucking slacks past your belly button. You'll reach out and she go, "Hey, how you doing, sir?" Mm-hmm. Yeah, hold on. Do you need anything? We'll get you some coffee.
Yeah, because I'll inherit a car lot, is what you're saying.
I'm saying someone has to take over when the people in charge now die, and it might as well be you.
Okay. But what are the people in charge doing? Well, I don't want to do that.
No, but no one wants to become their parents, but we all do.
Oh, I'd have to go farming.
Shitty variation.
You're the one farming.
Next question.
You don't get to say that. I do. I'm the stop it guy.
Caller, you're on the air.
Damn it. Any serious question now, Casey? I don't think it's going to fly well. Do you have any unique holiday traditions?
I'm usually alone on the holidays, so I will make beef stroganoff by myself because my wife is gone.
Yeah, what is she doing?
She's with her family, and then I'll watch The Thing in the projector room. Next question.
Are you not allowed to go to her family's holidays?
I don't celebrate in ritual. To me, time just if you don't. Here's the thing I've realized about ritual.
Yeah.
If you just disregard it completely, if you're like, your life just goes 100 miles an hour because you're like, what? It was just fucking, but no, it lets you kind of slow down. So I've learned to appreciate that. But no, The Thing.
Yeah. So you're like the guy from Singles that your thing is you don't have a thing. Yeah.
My thing is the thing.
Your thing is the thing. Yeah. And I think that's something that podcasting is missing is people referencing the movie Singles. From the 90s. It was that in Reality Bites. All right, yeah, go for it. Who cares?
Best tour mate you've ever had. Oh, that's a good one.
I would have to say Dave Ross.
What? Come on. Oh, this will be good. How do you think the world's going to end?
Is that what it really says?
Yeah.
I think
this will be positive.
I think that the life as we know it will end because the surface will become unlivable, and then we'll move underground.
Oh, so you have Apple TV Plus?
Is that what it is?
You've been watching Silo?
My dad's been telling me to watch it. So I feel like I've already watched it.
Yeah. Is your dad a big Sasquatch show watcher?
No.
Yeah, my dad's become that.
Has he?
Mm-hmm. It's like a fun old man conspiracy that is like, oh, well, at least you don't believe that.
Right.
Could be worse.
It really could be.
Yeah, it's like the tamest conspiracy. I was like, yeah, it's kind of fun.
It's very fanciful.
Sure. Right, it is. Yeah, you go out there, old man.
Yeah, it's whimsy.
Put your energy into this.
It's conspiracy whimsy.
I agree.
How do you think the world's going to end?
Well, I don't.
You think it's going to last forever?
No, I mean, from an evolutionary standpoint, I understand what's going to ultimately happen, but I don't think humans will blow themselves up completely. I think that we live in a world where, because of veined media, we think that sometimes a handful of people think what a whole world thinks. I don't think that's the case. I think a handful of people sometimes have a lot of power.
Right.
And I think our brains have been tricked into thinking that, where it's like, like my wife, she teaches college and she's really good at what she does. And every semester she'll get these student evals back. And there's always one motherfucker. Every semester. There's always going to be one motherfucker. And in my opinion, we've tolerated that for a long enough time and treacherous enough times that like I said, the people will riot.
When what?
When it gets to be too much. Whatever it is, they will riot. And I think we'll endure. But then, yes, someday a comet's going to come blow it all up. So, yeah. Do what you want.
What is that? What, like you're saying, there's that one motherfucker. What is that one motherfucker?
There's always a motherfucker, man.
Yeah, what
There's
do you
always
mean?
a guy, because it's always based on this whole idea of necessity. You should just be like, it used to be like, what do you got? We got beer. What kind of beer? It's just beer. Okay, well, now we got 2 kinds of beer.
Right.
You know, it's chicken or fish, but now we live in a world where there's always a guy who's like, I don't eat either one of those. Always going to be contrarian world, because it's a time when people have platforms. And now we know what your aunt thinks. Thank God.
Right.
You gotta listen to her haiku about the guy from whatever dying.
Yeah. Yeah, we've given everyone a voice, and not everyone should have one.
I don't know.
I don't like that one. I just sort of didn't like that. Okay, we'll do this one for sure. Pizza Hut in the 1990s. What a time. Can we go back?
Yeah, I had a joke that I was a poor kid who grew up in a small town. And for most of my life, I thought that Pizza Hut just made basketballs. Nobody gets it. But yes, that was
It's a good reference.
when you grow up in a town that doesn't even have a Pizza Hut and you're going to Pizza Hut, you know, you realize after a while, once you move out, if you're lucky, that everything is relationally defined.
Right.
Like, you asked me the best pizza I ever had, it's from Gas and Goodies in my hometown, you know, but I'm sure the reality is not the case now that I've had whatever I've had. But yes, I did grow up in that time when it was a treat and they had a jukebox and a pool table. And they had that awesome, like, lantern lights all around that gave it that. It had that real great vibe.
Yeah, they had the glass thing, and it felt like you were eating at a pool table.
Yeah.
It was real nice.
Right. Whereas this place, no one's like, oh, all the memories we had in this dry-walled room.
Right. Well, when you go from town to town, because there was a Pizza Hut in Onawa, Iowa, and there was a Pizza Hut in Missouri Valley, Iowa, which were about, they're probably about a half an hour apart.
What'd you get there? Supreme?
No, I got hamburger.
Oh, just hamburger?
Yeah, just beef.
Huh.
Yeah, like, it's either pepperoni hamburger or you're committing a sin. It's too much flavor.
My buddy Tom is all about taco pizza from Pizza Hut, and he still kind of swears by it because he lives in Morris, Minnesota, where they actually still have a Pizza Hut.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hard to get taco pizza. And Pizza Hut makes a decent 3.5-star one.
Wow.
So it's kind of it's like Sears. They're in business because of the tools.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you remember the salad bar from Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
That creamy Italian dressing is the best salad dressing there's ever been.
I like that they had enough room for a video game right in front of the door.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Drug front. You had that window, that pickup window that you could walk through. It was probably just a weed drug front, I'm sure. But that was the first time that it wasn't until I moved to New England that I realized that's, I believe, Grecian style pizza. It's, they grease, and like it creates that whatever, that thicker whatever. And you grow up and you just think that's pizza.
It's just pizza.
But then you're like, oh no, it's Grecian style.
Right.
It's like
So
if you went to a place that does gyros and pizza, it's going to be similar. It'll be like a deluxe version of that.
So you're saying Pizza Hut's a Greek restaurant?
Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, like, I can believe it, but I could also disbelieve it.
Yeah, but I think the style is one that would lend itself to that. But I don't know. This isn't a podcast about pizza, is it?
It can be. It can be whatever it wants. See,
Yeah.
that's something about freedom, man.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
All right. Stop it. Pitch my podcast to me as if you were me and I was an investor interested in putting out a podcast. So you have to pitch this podcast to me.
So you're going to get there, and he'll be about 15 minutes late. And he
Who's
won't
gonna be
bring
15
anything
minutes
but
late?
a lukewarm can of LaCroix.
That is not lukewarm. You're so full of crap.
No, I didn't know that this podcast was you doing this. Is there a lot of prep involved?
I got to write the questions.
Do you make Bree cut these?
No.
Yeah.
She has her own life.
Yeah. Listen, do what you want with your money. But, I mean, but I'm telling you, this is a podcast you need to bank on.
What does that mean? Why? because I cut my own. You do a terrible job of pitching it. I'm not.
No,
messing
this
so
is
far.
a lot of work being put into this podcast. You had to eat all that popcorn. Somebody did.
We only about half it. Then I threw it out.
Did you really?
It got too old.
Birded it.
How much podcasts? I mean, how much popcorn can one man eat?
No, I agree. And in fact, I think we should talk about the real issue that I'm concerned about, which is we should be done with pretzels at this point for a little bit.
Pretzels?
If you think about how much space they take up in retail locations, just pretzels. There doesn't need to be a third of the chip section.
Right.
They're dry and they keep. They keep, do they not?
They keep?
Pretzel rods will keep for 10 years, I assume. They'll be good. Let's save those for later and let's stop using valuable whatever they're made out of and put it into something else.
What are pretzels made out of?
Bread, breading, salt, probably, but that could be used, I'm sure, in some sort of bread, salt, fuel. Right.
Well, I mean, you have a quarter of the aisle is pretzels, but another quarter of the aisle is tortilla chips.
I know, and then there's also a lot. Don't even get me. What kind of those do you like? Do you go cheap? Do you get the $2.99 bag?
Honestly, I'm a basic bitch when it comes to Doritos. When it comes to tortilla chips, I love Tostitos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
they're good.
You're spending the $6.
Are they $6?
Well, you can get those
they're
ones for $2.99 a bag at Tostitos.
Yeah.
Really? Wow. I don't know where you're shopping at.
I don't know.
Sure. I guess I live in Boston.
I'm not pricing tortilla chips, and I'm not retaining that space in my brain to know the prices of tortilla chips.
Well, you probably should, dude, because like, how many bags are you buying a month?
17.
Okay, well, you're losing $2.
3.
2 times 17 is what, Jocelyn?
It's 36.
Get off your phone. It's 36, and then take that times 40 years.
It's 34. You're right, 34.
It's $152,000.
Where's the number 17 coming from? $17?
Next question.
No, we're talking. You haven't even done the question. We can't move on till I say stop it. That's the whole point of this podcast. And I get to be a tyrant if I'd like, but I'm too nice to be a tyrant. So this podcast is just easy breezy. But maybe it'd be a better podcast if I was a jerk. See, I'm talking about the podcast, but you're not. Talk about my podcast.
What was the question?
You're supposed to pitch me this podcast like I'm an investor.
Which one? The Mark Maron podcast?
This podcast. The podcast you're on.
I just did. This
You
is the best podcast happening right now.
You talked about pretzels for like 6 minutes.
That's what people want, is they want chunks. Like, it's not about comedy, Peterson. It's about pretzels. Do you know how many popular they are? They're clearly, you said it yourself.
Yeah.
Did you not just say it's a third of the grocery section
I said
is
a quarter.
pretzels? For what? Because they have... This is a side note, and this is related, but they haven't invented enough chip flavors accessible for the general population to fill the rest of that section out, and that's the only reason.
I don't think that's true.
The only reason.
You're telling me that America isn't ready for more chip flavors? I think we've been ready.
I don't know. We don't even have ketchup chips here.
We have all dressed.
Like
I saw. North. We now have all dressed.
I know, but you can't just get them anywhere. What I'm saying is they're not ready. I am ready. Do you ever, I think no kids is you get at the gas station or the grocery store and you're just like, I've done this. I've been doing this.
Right.
I can't. Give me something else, Mountain
Time
Dew.
for a new chip flavor.
Yeah. Do they still make Mountain Dew hot? That was my favorite. I like
boiled Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually like they have that at Hy-Vee.
It's called Mountain Dew Hot. Yeah, I had a can.
Yeah.
That's good.
They have it. They have
it warm in like a warm garage, Nick Gallen hands you a can of that. It's Costco. We all suffer from that Costco membership.
Yeah. Well,
not even refrigerated.
No. Yeah. Well, for a Mountain Dew Hot, it's right next to the soups on the hot bar.
I got a gross of these.
Yeah. It's just being warmed all day.
Yeah. Do you steal from grocery stores?
No.
You can be honest.
I don't.
Yeah.
The risk isn't worth the reward.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in my 40s. Like, they'll prosecute me because they think I should know better.
I think more than anything, this is a funny car ride where your wife picks you up.
I don't know if my wife would pick me up.
I mean, what, are you going to run for mayor? And even then, it'd be kind of funny.
No, yeah, probably, but it's an inconvenience. I'd rather go home and play video games.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to pitch me my podcast?
Oh, yeah, that's right. This is a good podcast because you can do whatever you want here.
Wow.
No restraints.
Wow, you're seeing through. Now you can see the Matrix. You understand
so
it all.
Even about this.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
It's just about whatever.
It's about whatever, but we have signposts where we can do whatever we want.
Prompts.
It's almost like a game show.
Yeah.
But we actually just do whatever we want.
Yeah. And then we force other people to watch it, or mostly our friends.
No one forces anyone to do anything around here. This is a free will podcast.
Is this a Patreon?
No, I don't have enough people that care.
You don't have enough high school friends for a Patreon?
I don't know. Like you have to have loyal listeners, let alone listeners.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I have some.
Yeah.
Don't worry. There's enough to fill out a baseball team.
I'm a weird person that like I'll be on a podcast and then I start listening to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm like, I know what's happening with this one. I want to see how this person answers this question.
You should listen to the Nick Allen episode. He has some real hard and fast opinions about Mannheim Steamroller.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can do that. Think that's radio?
Probably.
Or is it like, hey, we can't do this.
Maybe it's parenting.
Yeah.
Where you have to make choices.
Yeah.
Like right away.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Which one's Todd and which one's Tyler?
It's Mike Tyler. He has the beard.
That's his last name?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. You can just do that?
Yeah.
You should change your name to Peterson.
Stop it with Peterson.
Have you thought about buying the Peterson spelled with the D?
Buying it?
Yeah.
Like, is that like an upgrade to my current last name?
Because if someone misspells your name, which I do every time I type your name in, and they're going to go there, and that guy's going to get all your fans. He has a podcast.
Does he? What's his?
Yeah, it's on.
It's called
Right
Quit
after
It.
this one.
Quit It with Jack Peterson.
Jack Peterson.
Jack
That could have been your name, dude.
I know.
Yeah, just do what you want.
If my mom would have named me, it would have been Noah.
Noah, you look like a Noah too.
Yeah.
But then Noah, and you're tall, so people are like I do. I'm like, what should we do?
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, you Noah Peterson? It's like, yeah, I know a couple. They're in my family. All right.
How long would you last after the apocalypse? Like in a zombie type situation?
In a zombie one?
Yeah, where you're like, okay, we gotta look for
I think
food
I could do decently in a zombie one.
What's
Depends on the
decently?
type. Depends on the type of the zombie.
All right, but what's decently? Give me a time. 2 months?
3 to 6 months.
Oh, that's pretty good for you. 6 months you can make it?
Right.
How long you can make it, Jocelyn? Get off your phone.
I don't know. I think we're getting an answer from
So,
her.
like, in terms of like a war situation, which you could put that helmet on it too. How long would you last in Vietnam? Would you give yourself the same numbers?
No, because zombies are dumb.
Okay.
And also, you can become isolated. But war, you're dealing with like real human beings and possibly governments with technology, with reasoning and like capabilities to track you. If you're the target, then I would last 6 to 7 hours.
Okay. You don't think you'd make it a day in Vietnam?
I mean, it depends on the situation.
Yeah. You think you'd be like, oh, Jesus? Or would you like, all right, we're doing this.
If I got dropped off on like the other side of Vietnam than the fighting was, I could do pretty good.
Yeah.
But as soon as like,
would you have gotten like thin red lined and just like, I'm just walking into the jungle and wherever I go. I'm not going to be a part of this.
What more
part?
like
Everyone kind of says that, but what do you think you would have really done?
I don't know.
that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, I
don't think I would have been like, I got a necklace full of ears.
Right. No.
Would you have been?
No. Well, the stress of an office job made me go work for myself. So, I don't know what the hell would happen.
You might have been like a guy who just kind of stayed over there.
I mean, yeah.
If
the surf's right, got real into surfing.
Cards and
yeah.
You'd be a surfer in your different life?
Maybe.
Yeah, what life?
It's a different one.
Like, you get a number of lives, like a cat. Like, give me the number where you're just a surfer.
Surfing wouldn't...
surfing the internet?
It wouldn't start, maybe. Speaking of surfing the internet, I was messing with Chat GPT for the first time. And I was just having to write me Facebook updates because I don't like doing that. I have to do it for comedy and stuff. And the funniest one that I could think of was have ChatGPT write a Facebook update for someone who is giving his way a life to surfing for his church, but also within the message, he has to casually mention how large his dick is. And it's one of the funniest things I've ever read, but I can't really share it with the world because it's just too weird.
Maybe. Yeah, I would think it was funny.
I know. Yeah, of course you would.
Yeah. Does he have a cross on his surfboard?
I don't know. It's just a
He's doing it
text-based
for the
thing.
Lord.
Yeah.
But then he's also just got a huge junk.
But he has to casually mention it. He drops it casually.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he has to let people know.
Yeah. If I was like a skinny person, I'd be shirtless all the time.
Yeah.
I'd be out there right now smoking a cigarette.
You were anyway.
Yeah.
All right. You still have not pitched me my podcast.
I'm trying.
You're not trying. You're doing poorly.
You got to get up at 11 o'clock.
Isn't it funny that we drive on a parkway and park on a driveway and I have to take a bunch of pills every day? Is that funny?
I think I remember that one.
Do you? All right. That wasn't a good conversation starter. Because I do take a bunch. What is more alienating? And I think this is a good question for us. Being young in high school or college with children, or being old in your 40s or 50s without?
So being young in high school or college with children, or being my age now without. Well,
Right.
I don't have children now, and I feel the least alienated I probably have been in my entire life.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have more
I wish
of
I
a choice.
had less friends.
You think so? Is this your way of telling me that we're not hanging out anymore?
No.
Okay.
But no. I would hate to be a person who got to miss out on like all the just kind of like, because like, you know, the first 18 years, we all just kind of as a society decided to give you all these things. We're just like, hey, you graduated from 8th grade.
Right, right.
You know, like missing out on those kind of things are the rest of your life. You're just like, I never got to go to my prom or whatever. Like being a lonely person who doesn't have children at this age is a whole different kind of whatever.
It really is.
know? Yeah. But I'm lucky to not be lonely, so
Right.
yeah.
Right. And I think you have much more
That's a
of
real funny one, Zach.
I know. Well, it's supposed to be a potpourri.
God damn it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you think about it, you have a lot more of a choice of how you want to live your life. If you don't have kids in your 40s and 50s, but in your, like, if you're teens and 20s, when you do have kids, you don't have a choice.
No, you don't.
You have to sort of live that, like, go to high school, stuff like that, and raise a child.
I remember when my dad gave me his music collection, and it was 11 8-tracks that he got from Columbia House in 1978,
It's a hell of a collection.
and then gave them to me. And at that point, he stopped listening to music because he had to go get a job, and he had 3 kids. He wasn't like
Right.
going to pitchfork.com. He just had to become that adult right away, and his life shifted, and he just lost. I remember I don't know if it was my mom or my dad, being amazed that Jimi Hendrix was white. They did not have a youth because they had children. I'm thankful for that, obviously, but like you miss out on a lot of people, but then also, I don't know, are you a good parent? Then I guess that's also a question.
Right. Do you want to be a parent? Because,
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause
just
I know
because you have
some
kids doesn't mean you wanted to be a parent or you're suited for it or whatever.
Totally. I don't know. What do you think the age of consent should be?
All right, Casey, we're stopping it. We're stopping it right there. 18, by the way, because I feel like if I don't say anything, that it feels...
Took him 30 seconds.
Well, it feels like it's a conversation that I don't think is good for the podcast, but also if I don't answer it, it seems weird, right?
Well, you could have just answered the correct answer, which
I
is
did.
18.
I did. Right, actually, for me, older. 35.
question.
How old's my wife? 40. 40.
How old's your wife?
40.
And you're how old?
42.
Look at you, Leonardo DiCaprio. What'd she graduate in 90?
2002.
Ugh, gross.
I graduated
She probably
2000.
doesn't even remember 9/11.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. She wasn't born yet.
She graduated high school.
Jeez.
She was
gross.
You know what? This is a fun story. It's not a very fun story, but she was getting her senior pictures taken on September 11th.
Oh, jeez.
So like, so the pictures.
What were you doing? You work in an Oriental trading company?
No, I'll tell you in a
10-year
second.
Veteran at that point.
I'll tell you in a second. But like, so her senior photos are her in real time coming to grips with the new world.
Oh, really? So you can see it in her face?
To a degree.
Oh, neat, dude.
Yeah, neat.
She should sell those. Yeah. I would buy that for $5 if I just saw it. If you explain the picture.
Right.
So, yeah, you can see it like just in this.
Well, I mean, not really. I mean,
yeah, her just watching the towers.
Yeah, that's why those backgrounds, those airbrushed in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But no, that's what was happening when she was getting her senior photos taken. I was working at Weird and Wild Stuff. Yeah. I was working at a head shop.
Yeah.
At the time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're still open.
Yeah.
They were the only thing that were open on that block. And one person came in, they bought a bong. and they said, "Wow, crazy today." Yeah. And that's all the conversation I had.
Yeah, I went to the gas station and stood in line or waited in line for gas for like 3 hours. And then I remember there being a video camera on the news had set up a camera at the Dakota Dome just in case. It was
yeah. I mean,
but no, they skipped the Dakota Dome, thank God.
Yeah. I mean, who knows where the other plane was going?
Yeah.
So probably the Dakota Dome. I mean, thank God that the Mitchell Corn Palace was left.
Yeah, that untouched. I do also believe they had several, because at that point camera technology was kind of cheap and they could just be on location and be like, let's go here. But yeah, it was just like all these South Dakota landmarks that I'm sure, yeah.
Wall drug.
Yeah. Well, drugs kind of spread out. You'd have to firebomb that whole town, like from a helicopter.
Need National Guard to defend Wall drug.
Will you firebomb Wall drug one day if you have to in the coming Civil War?
No.
Oh, which fight are you gonna? What side? North or the South? Are you gonna go to Canada? Answer the question.
I'm going to Malta.
Malta?
Yeah.
Can you drive there?
No, it's an island.
Oh, okay. I don't have a boat like you. Sorry, Peterson. Next question.
Who's your favorite SNL cast member?
All time?
All time.
Fuck, man.
We love listening to people make decisions.
Forte, maybe?
Will Forte. All right.
Or Carvey or Hartman, I'd say. But I love, like, if you're going to, like, pee come out of me laugh at 11, it's like Massive Head Wound Harry, Toons is the Driving Cat.
Right.
Yeah, I like those people.
I mean, are you going to judge these people by their work on the show or their career before and after the show?
Hartman, you can't help but, like, judge it for everything, because I think I love him in news, radio, and whatever. But, like...
Hartman was one of the people that created Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's relational. It's Gas and Goodies Pizza. It's where was I when I was 12? What was I doing? It was then.
Well, that's what everyone
regardless
says.
Regardless of who comes along now.
Well, that's what everyone says. Like, people are always like, oh, the Simpsons suck now or SNL sucks now. It's not as good as it was when, I liked it. It's like, well, that's when you were 13.
The problem with humanity is we're all just in a giant group carrying a ball that rolls forward.
Uh-huh.
And that ball is like ideas and culture, and then that keeps going, but then the people die as the ball moves forward. So the information doesn't continue. We don't all live forever, so talk to an old guy in Quincy, Massachusetts about who the greatest basketball player of all time is, and he will tell you up and down it's Bill Russell. Right. And talk to me, and it's Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something we should probably just realize.
That, truth is relational, like you said.
Yeah, man, there's no objective reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Except that LeBron is the best of all time. I don't even believe that. I don't have a dog in the fight. Who cares?
Yeah. I like it when an old person wins something. We root for old people.
Sure.
Yeah. Who do you think is the most misunderstood group?
We mean group, like group of people?
Sure. Yeah, just in like society. You're like they're just completely like I'll give you an example. Like I think kids are like not misunderstood, but just kind of like assumed to be a certain thing, like because of age and just for safety and stuff. Like, well, we can't let the kids do that because they're kids or whatever. Because just 1 out of 9 of them or whatever is going to put that thing in its mouth.
Right.
What would you say for a group of people? Would you say, because you can't say that for all kids, you can say it for 1 out of 9.
I don't know. I don't have an answer because I understand everyone because I listen, Casey. Maybe you should start listening instead of telling people what they understand and what they don't. All right, stop it. We're moving on. Wow, you like how I did that? I refuse to answer your question this time. What is Omaha missing? I feel like I've done that one before.
I like the back line, but I think Omaha should, again, have a dedicated alternative comedy club that gets like, that could be the back line, that every weekend gets the comedian that won't do the funny bone.
That won't do the funny bone?
Not won't do the funny bone, just seeing the funny bone for what it, no offense, but, it's like there's the mall club, and then there's the alt club.
Oh, sure, like the people
the comedy studio, like in Boston. Yeah.
Okay, or just like
the damn St. Germain's.
Right. But I think he does do the funny bones.
But the people can't necessarily fill the funny bone.
Right. I think that's a 50 to
For
60.
people like me, I don't want to go to the Oak wherever mall.
Right. Well, I mean, I'd go wherever they want me, but I know I can't.
I know.
I can't sell 200-300 tickets.
Yeah.
Like if you can put me in a good 12-seater, then we're talking.
But yes, that's what I think Omaha needs. It needs a
comedy corner underground.
You got it.
Like a Minneapolis.
Just the back line for all intents and purposes.
Right. That's
but in terms of a back line where every weekend it's got a calendar of comics I know. Where it's like, I could go see Liz Millay or I could go see Sam or whoever. But those people eventually they do go to the funny bone if they're. And I also know people who don't work there. So, big timers. So that's what I think it needs.
Okay, were you going to open it?
I think it needs. No, you are.
I am.
I think it needs Zach Peterson's to continue.
Yeah, but okay. I mean, that's fair, but also like that's another job that I don't want to do.
Well, look at you doing all these jobs you didn't think you'd be doing.
I hardly do anything.
Next question.
All right. Wait, why am I taking orders from you? All right, what are we on time? Okay, we got about 10 more minutes, Jocelyn? Sure. Okay. Oh, here you go. Casey, you'll like this question.
All right.
What is the purpose of art? Yeah. Suck on that.
I think it's rooted in beauty and truth, and it's necessary, obviously. Otherwise, we wouldn't be paying attention to it like we pay attention to the stars when we're walking around at night. So in that sense, it's required. The purpose of it is for us to realize that there is a place for us in creation, because you have to create art. You can see it in nature, but it's us also saying I can also do something beautiful, and this is what beauty is, or what constitutes beauty. So it teaches us how to live in the world in that sense. And then it also shows us that there can be difference, and it can be appreciated because it's different.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
No follow-up? Stop it. Moving on. I got a non-cynical, direct, serious answer from you.
These have all been genuinely, honestly answered questions, sir.
No, they haven't.
Yeah.
No. Mm-hmm. No, they haven't. I've been here the whole time. I heard all your answers.
Next question.
Chiropractors, yes or no?
I've never been to the chiropractor other than Jeff Wolf, who was a rich chiropractor in my hometown. Mm-hmm. And he would buy up it was 1991, or no, 89, and even he would buy up all the Upper Deck baseball cards. Jocelyn, get off your phone. He would buy all the Upper Deck baseball cards at the Ben Franklin. And then they would get one box. It was Griffey's rookie year, and they would get one box, and this motherfucker would buy them all, and then this motherfucker, who's a chiropractor, by the way, doesn't need to be a baseball card, I guess. One little town gets one box of Upper Deck.
Yeah.
He goes and buys it day one, and then proceeds to then have a baseball card show and sell those cards back to us individually. Like he had a scam for 5 years. Yeah.
So that's
made me hate the evil landowner in town. You know Roadhouse, the Brad Wesley? I hate that guy. The guy's like, I'm the richest guy in this town, so what I say goes. He was one of those guys.
So that's a no on chiropractors?
He doesn't listen to this podcast, right?
He might. This is a pretty big podcast.
Anyway, fuck that guy.
So you don't have an opinion on chiropractors as a whole, but one chiropractor, thumbs down.
Okay, well, sure. Am I generalizing?
I don't know. I mean, what's your opinion? It's about your opinion. It's not about truth. Because my wife goes to chiropractors and loves it.
Does she say they're a doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother, completely against it.
Yeah.
You know, and
I've wakes up and just
I've accepted
rubs
that
himself against a tree, I assume.
Yeah, he does. He just like when he has back problems, he just lays in the ditch and yells until there's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And me, I've just come to the grips of not having an opinion.
Oh, I could just say that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Next question.
Stop it. We're going to about 2 or 3 more questions, depending on how rascally you are. All right. In Buddhism, we are told that suffering is caused by desire. How does one stop desire but to continue to have goals?
I don't know, man. I'm just a human person, and I don't think you can stop desire and have goals. That's that's stupid. Why would you even? Who said that? Who wrote that? Did you write that?
I've read all of
Next
them.
question.
No, answer it.
How do you have goals without desire?
How do you eliminate the suffering of desire but still push yourself forward to achieve new things?
I don't think you can eliminate the suffering of desire. I think that life is a push and pull of a thorn being in your side, at least it is for me, until you alleviate that thorn, and then it grows back, and then you alleviate it, and then it grows back.
Right.
Like if this was your whole day, if every day was just Disneyland, it'd drive you nuts.
Right.
Yeah, it's like being on mushrooms. Sometimes you're on mushrooms, but a lot of times you're not, and it helps you appreciate being on mushrooms. So that to me is part of it. The struggle is part of it.
Right.
Attention and release.
Yeah.
Otherwise you get bored, don't you?
Right. And
You're
if
doing
you're
all this because you're bored, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wandered in here.
Yeah.
I was over at Bass Pro Shop, and there was a big arrow that said podcast.
When are the two guys going to walk in here that actually have a podcast?
I don't know. But, man, I had something else to say. A real good riff. I totally forgot what I was going to say. Man. God, it was good. The world's a poorer place for not having to hear it. Okay, what are we talking about? Suffering, desire? All right.
Is the last question just a plant anyway?
No.
Really? You don't do it like a
This is all like
Borscht Belt style?
yes, it's all Borscht Belt
This is your
style.
card?
The Borscht Belt style podcast. The thing people have been clamoring for.
Okay.
When someone says the goat, what do you think of? And don't say Black Phillip.
That's always like, again, relational to me. Like, because, it's language. So goat means
Right.
greatest of all time.
Right.
Right.
So, I mean, what do you associate with it? That's what the question
people.
is.
I've given that moniker to many people.
Uh-huh.
Probably, I guess, then that just means there can be only one, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I guess that's what the question boils down to for me. Is there only one, or is it situational?
Right. Or is there something, like, I guess is, what do you, or who do you associate with greatness?
Like this comedian in New England, Tony V.
Okay.
I call him the GOAT. Yeah.
Yeah, because he eats tin cans.
Just because he's, in terms of that place and that time, is the greatest, of that kind of person to me.
Right.
Yeah, but if I was facing the other direction, I would call this person the GOAT of, yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I think we might be using it a little too loosely.
I get you.
Yeah.
I get you.
I don't know.
Well, it's more of a Rorschach than anything else. There's no right answer.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
All right. Casey, we're going to do one more question. But before we go, please tell people how they can see you online. If there's like your album, your special, all that good stuff.
Okay. I guess I have an album on iTunes. Apple Music and iTunes are the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's called Joke Writer. And I recorded it in Boston last fall at a theater, and I'm proud of it. I really like it. I'm sorry it's behind a paywall, but it is what it is. And it's like 50 minutes of jokes.
Right.
50 minutes of jokes that I've worked on for 14 years. It's like my it's like my neon Bible. Like if I died, I would hope that like my wife or somebody would be like, hey, listen to this thing this guy made, because it was all he did for 10 years.
And who made Neon Bible? It's Arcade
John
Fire?
Kennedy Toole.
I don't know who that is.
The guy who wrote Confederacy of Dunces.
Oh, that's right.
That's a great story. You ever heard that? Oh. Well, anyway, yeah.
So, tell it.
Well, this kid grew up in, I think, Louisiana, and he wrote a book called The Neon Bible. And then he couldn't get it published, and no one recognized how great it was. And then he had another book called Confederacy of Dunces, which a lot of people consider to be up there with like, oh, what's the list of, like
Great American novels.
you got
or
a
whatever.
David Foster Wallace, like up there. Anyway, Confederacy of Dunces. It's very funny. They tried to make it a film several times, but he gives it to his mom, kills himself. She gives it to Walker Percy, who was teaching at Tulane at the time, and he's like, this kid's a genius. And she's like, he's dead. But if he'd have known, I mean, I'm not saying, but yeah, he created something great and then just like shit it out and then left. And
Right.
If anything, because I don't know that I'm not a person that's going to write 10 jokes a day. So this might be it for me. And if it is,
I know that feeling.
then it's called Joke Writer, and it's on Apple Music.
Yeah, that was a plug the whole time. All right.
I'm done answering questions.
No, you got
I already
one more.
answered all these questions.
One more.
sir.
No, it's a new one.
You were out of order.
Okay.
Can I get a gavel, Jocelyn?
Yeah, go to the gavel pile. Board games or video games? I think I know this answer.
It used to be board games, but I play a lot of Dr. Mario in a van now. So
That sounds like a crime. I play Dr. Mario in my van.
no one wants to come over for movie night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because when we were on tour, you had all these like
Board games.
You're like, hey, play this weird bug game with me at the farmers market in Cedar Rapids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I like board games because they're if once you get into the more like the game store ones with like the bedroom kids, those ones, you're in Catan and all that jazz, it gets really good and fun, and there gets to be very little difference between those and the digitized versions of them, but they're better, I think. Like if you play, I like it's this whole tactile nature that everyone still enjoys, not just us, but like a cardboard game.
Yeah.
It's got some lasting quality to it as well. Those games are designed, a lot of those higher end ones are designed to last for like a human lifetime.
Right. Yeah.
Don't sweat on those, and we'll play more of those games.
I asked my wife, I was like, hey, maybe we should become a board game couple.
Yeah.
And she goes, no. I was like, okay. But it was like, I wouldn't mind being one of those people that are into board games.
It's one of those
Sounds like a fun thing to be into.
Hobbies people. Like
Right.
I work at the bank, and then my secret thing about me is I love board games. I'm like, all right, Gordon.
Yeah. I just love I love like I'm so tired of watching television.
Yeah.
I just want to like do something, use my brain in a way where it's just functioning.
Read books that you're like, I always wanted to read that. You can always.
I've read a book.
Books, you can just start them and then just be like, man, fuck you, James Joyce.
I've read books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're done reading books too.
Well, it's
Okay,
just
Socrates.
well, I mean, like I read like during the day. Like I'll do stuff, but something that you can do is like with your wife or a friend or whatever. And it's fun. It's competitive.
Yes,
it's
also
lively.
that. Yeah, you have
social.
Do you find this like with Alicia? I find when we were playing in the band together, it was our favorite time to do anything. So it's like if you can find something to do as that, regardless of what it is, I don't sweat anybody.
Okay.
I was like, I guess I play Top Golf because my wife likes it. You ever played Top Golf?
I've played Top Golf.
Yeah. How do you get up there?
The top?
Is this over?
It's about to be.
I'm done.
All right. Thanks for listening or watching to Stop It. If you have questions for us, go to stopitpod.com and submit your questions on the site, and they'll be put in the bucket. Thank you for listening.
Is it an anonymous submission?
Can be. Uh-oh. All right. Goodbye.